We are many, those that live beyond the veil of darkness, where nightmares are born. Sanity knows no bounds. Madness thrives on the suffering of the dead, rotting the souls in the souls of the weak. We have taken refuge here among the mortals, in hope of harvesting on the innocence. Tread lightly the search for the voices, the stories of the departed, for in the shadows hides the evil that lurks within. As the light dies and slowly becomes night, the realm of the spirit to the world. In the darkness of your mind hides your own inner demons, brings to life your deepest fears. Do you have what it takes to speak to the dead? Do you accept your own mortality? In the search for life after life, have you ever seen a ghost, spirit, or demon? Have the lights flickered and the room became as cold as death itself? Maybe you have, maybe it was your own subconscious preparing you for death. Come spend some of what's left of your own existence in our search for the answers hidden behind the veil. Shed off the blinders and open your mind's eye. Listen to the story. We are they, we are incarnate, paranormal.
And what is up, everybody? Happy Monday to you. We're into December. Holy shit. Yeah, December 4th. What the hell? Where has this year gone? Good news is it's a short week for me. As I said, yeah, I have to burn vacation hours, so I'm taking Friday and Monday off. Company Christmas party is Saturday night, so won't be any show Saturday. Might be during the day. I haven't decided yet, but then end of the month, I've got like 9 days off. So yeah, I will be doing full day shows, like 8 hours. I'm gonna do my best to it, but we all know listening to white noise for over a couple hours is a pain in the ass. Thursday, we left off 5 minutes into section 6 of MDS recorder. Hold on, let me fix that. That looks tacky. There. Yeah, last section of this recorder on night one when we left the recorder overnight in execution. Unfortunately, we haven't got any EVPs. We've gone over 10 hours of audio without an EVP. We have, what, an hour and a half? We have an hour and 20 minutes left to go, so we're going to try to get through this tonight. So tomorrow we can start on to night 2 of MDS Recorder. And for those just coming in new, what we're doing this year, instead of jumping around on recorders and do night 1, 2, 3 in order, we're doing each recorder in order. So MDS Recorder, night 1, night 2, night 3. Move on to the next recorder, night 1, night 2, night 3. So it kind of mixes things up a bit, and we're not doing just all in night 1, not just all in night 2, because it can get tedious. That's part of it, though. Hopefully we get at least something tonight. If not, you know what? Is what it is. Let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to start on my Moscow Mule. Good news is today I was contacted by Spirit of Nevada. They have been sick, so they haven't been able to produce the final, part 2. They needed some information from me so they could edit into the episode. When it drops, I will let you guys know. I'd like permission to play it here on the show, but I don't want to take away from their viewers. But I do want a copy of it. At least we got evidence on camera for a show. I mean, that's big. You really can't ask for more than that when it's going to be a web series and you get evidence for them. Hopefully that helps us out. That gets some traffic over to this show. And people understand what it's like to do what we do, analyzing evidence. I better turn my phone off. Bear with me, guys. I need to get my volumes turned off. That wouldn't be good. Some of my ringtones might get me in trouble. So if we're looking at time on these recorders, we're probably past 6 in the morning. Like I said, each one is, minus the last one, 2 hours. We left about 11:30, 12. So 12, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're probably into the 6 or 7 o'clock hour right now. And I keep saying, if this year, or this year when we go, or excuse me, this next year, 2024, hopefully they let us sleep in the prison. That'd be so cool to sleep in execution. And I talked to a lot of people about that, and they're like, you're going to do what? Yeah, I'm going to sleep in last night's cells. They're like, you're nuts. How many people were executed there, and you're going to sleep in the bed where all these people spent the last few hours of their life? It's like, yeah. You make friends with these spirits. You talk to them like they're people. They're not going to harm you. They know you're there for the right reasons. So there's really nothing to be afraid of. You got to worry about, hold on, is these people who go in and provoke. They go in and provoke and sleep. Oh, yeah. They're going to have a bad time. But we shall see, won't we? Starting to get a lot more noises as the sun comes up and this metal and steel start heating up. You get the flexing and you get the environmental sounds that go with the prison. And you kind of just hope for that one little voice in there. Probably not going to happen, but we can hope, can't we? Okay, that's a little bit different. That might be outside. Definitely going to be a sound coming from outside. So yeah, we can debunk that. Dang it, I was hoping for something tonight. But still early. A lot of potentials in here. A lot of potentials. Probably just traffic, though. Finding these EVPs is getting tougher this year. We are only on the second recorder on night one. Yeah, I bet you didn't think it's just the heat. Prison's seen a lot of seasons. Fucking motorcycle, really? I guess it's better than an airplane. Never know what you're going to pick up. Static recorders. And we have lost EVPs because of shit like that. That's going to be interesting right there. That might be interesting. 40 minutes in. All right. Kind of fast forward a little bit, see what we got in store for us, but could turn out to be a big, fat goose egg. It's all good, though. That's a cell door opening. Or closing. The amount of residual sounds in this prison is just astonishing. Of all the investigations I've ever been on, reviewing evidence, I've never heard this much residual energy. People say, is Nevada State Prison haunted? Is water wet or clouds white? Bet you anything that's probably a motorcycle. Hopefully it's not the same one from earlier. Planes and semis. Excuse me. I got a frog in my throat tonight for some reason. Wasn't anything I ate. I had like roasted noodles. Should not be giving me a frog in the throat. I need to identify that. Got that 5 or 6 times on these recorders. Over the course of 4 years, I have not been able to figure it out. Susan can't either. But yeah, we need to get that EVP meter up. 2811 over 10 hours. We haven't hit the button. We're gonna make up for it on the next section of the recorder. Excuse me. I can't even talk right tonight. Who would have thunk that one with me? When's the last time I messed up on my words? Oh yeah, Thursday night. reason I keep looking away, I got a black cat down here near my feet. Trying to get him up to get him on camera. And there he is. Everybody say hi to Jack. That's my buddy. Jack is almost in the doghouse tonight. Gotta have the mic up just a little bit higher because I got a fuzzball falling asleep on my lap. Now, this is what I'm interested in, right in here. It might not be anything, which I'm hoping it's something. At this point, though, guys, anything is possible. Okay, I do not see how that's nothing. That's some serious activity on the spectrum. Uh, okay, going to do vocals and it disappears. Let's see. Let's get this cleaned up now. Effects. Okay. Okay, it's nothing. Oh well. We tried, didn't we? I want to know why it's spiking on top, but not down in the grid on the bottom. All right, I had to throw the cat down. Just being an asshole. Okay, just traffic. Debunk it. Shit. Wonder if I changed headphones. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Had a inconsiderate person in the house yelling at me while I'm freaking on air. I told them I'm going on air. They're downstairs freaking screaming at me. Freaking no common courtesy. That's good. That residual door sound, followed by a distant motorcycle, makes it sound like some kind of a motor's kicking up inside the prison. Odd timing on that one. Definitely odd timing. Debunk it. Wonder where everybody's at tonight. Holy crap. Usually this place is jumping on a Monday night. Yeah, checking on Discord, see when everybody's. Nobody responded. Nobody loves me anymore. What we might have to do is go back through and redo night one. Uh, Now that we're getting better with Adobe Audition and we can clean things up like that, I think we might be able to get a few more EVPs in. If we ever have time. I said we're still on recorder 2. And we still have some Goldfield stuff to go over if we want to. And I still got to play the other Goldfield videos. Plus, we got all the videos off this. God, it's going to be freaking busy. Ugh. Let's see if I can squeeze in an investigation or two here and there. But we are getting into the winter months. I ain't going to Goldfield or anywhere north of that until like June. It's going to be too damn cold. So we did the Goldfield Hotel in January and it was like 20 degrees. Now, has anybody out there slept in 20 degrees in nothing but a sleeping bag? I did it. An enclosed building, but it was cold. Probably my own dumbass fault for doing that, but actually, I don't think it was my own dumbass fault. It was my own dumbass fault. This coming from your humble narrator to admit he was an idiot for doing that says a lot. That was only what, 2.5, 3, 4 years ago. Still puts me at 43 years old. I mean, shit. I'm in my 40s sleeping in 20 degrees on a bedroll. Tougher than nails. I know people in their 20s that wouldn't attempt it. It's cold. I need my sleeping bag. I need a mattress. I need an electric blanket. You want your teddy bear too, you pussies? You getting a chance to investigate somewhere and they let you stay overnight, tough it out. You know, I'll say I was watching Kalani Ghost Hunter's investigation of it was a hospital or something like that the other night. He said it was, what, like 19 degrees in there or something? When it gets that cold, you just feel, as long as there's no wind, you're good. Once that wind kicks up a little bit, even if you're inside in an old building, it just hits the bones. But still, like I say, you have the chance, Suck it up, Buttercup. It'll all be over soon. You can warm up on the car ride home the next day. What up, Moose? How's it going, bud? Hope you're doing well tonight. Oh, but will be. I'm good. Long weekend. It's going to be a short but long week at work. You know, like I said, Thursday's my Friday, but Thursday I have to be in at 6 a.m. Not complaining about it because it's overtime, but we got to go in and load out gear for Justin Timberlake. Fun, fun. Then next week, we have to load out for Pink. Tomorrow we have to start checking gear back in for Usher. So yeah, it's busy. And I love every second of it. I'm just thanking God we're getting down to the end of this recorder or this section. It's like we haven't gotten jack diddly shit. Working your ass off cleaning your apartment before tomorrow morning. Why does the little lady get home? You don't want her to come home to a dirty house and you get your ass in trouble? Oh, you got management coming in. Just as bad. You're like, you got a smudge on your window. Why? It's when you kind of casually look over at him and be like, don't dare break out the black light. Got about 30 minutes left on this recorder. We're going to be able to jump through the quiet parts, so I just want to be done with this execution section. It's been trying. Next up, for night 2 on this recorder, is a Neil Pitney cell. And we always get evidence out of there. Yeah, they don't like my organized chaos of shit. Yeah, most management groups don't. Whoa, hold on, hold on. Rumble strips on the highway. At least we're getting some debunks tonight. Thursday night, we didn't even have the debunks. It's just like, okay, silence. The spirits could have been doing sign language for all we know. Yeah, the bastards. It's like, well, I want to know where everybody's at tonight. This, like I said earlier, this is. That's exactly what it's Monday. Most people are usually here on Monday. Oh well. Is what it is. Yeah, we ain't looking at much for this. Fucking motorcycles again. We've had crows, we've had owls, we've had rats, we've had helicopters, we've had planes, we've had motorcycles, we've had pretty much a menagerie. Everything but EVPs. We're gonna jump into start. We're gonna start the next section tonight. I just got to get away from this fucking section. Now that's loud. That one's loud. That even has resonance to it. But unfortunately, we can't. It's a hell of a thump. Unfortunately, we can't count it because we don't know if it's the heat of the morning warming up the prison, or what? We just can't prove or disprove. Which sucks. Which really sucks. Oh well. And the weird thing is, all these little spikes aren't anything. I wonder if it's just not frequency that we can't pick up. Yeah, that's got to be the heat warming up the metal. There's no way around that. Uh, there's no way it's not. Uh, no, I don't want to save it. Let's get the next section loaded up here. Okay, it's going to do this. Okay. Section 1, we had the curtains and execution being drawn and the execution door opening. Section 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, we had absolutely jack shit. So now we got 1, 2, 3 sections on this part and 3 sections on night 3. So we got about 5.5 to 6 hours. So we should be good to go. Don't know how much we're going to have though. But at least we get to hear some talking now. Let's oh shit. Sorry guys. Chatbot just shut down. So bear with me a second. Huh. I don't know why that happened, but it did. Well, that's loading. Okay, we're good. Let's get on to damn chatbot, right? MDS recorder, night 2, finally. And this is in Neil Pitney's cell. All right, this is Brett with Incarnate Paranormal. This is Nevada State Prison, night 2, visit 4. This is MDS recorder being left in Neil Pitney's cell. So please come forward, sir. Sit down on your table there and tell us a story. I will be back later this evening to speak with you. Forgot to turn my cell phone off. Oops. I should know better than to turn my ringer off. Oops. That was a train, right? Uh, Pause this real quick. I had that happen when I was on air. Back when I was on Vegas Raw Radio, we had a country music slash country DJ radio show. So I played unsigned artists. My buddies played like the country dance mixes for the girls. So we're on air doing an interview, and all of a sudden that fucking train horn goes off. I felt so freaking stupid. So, oh, the train's coming through the studio. It's like, yeah, that'll teach Brent to mute his phone when he goes on air. Oh well. I'm wondering if these new headphones, though, don't have the frequency that I need. Uh, but we better start picking up the EVPs. The last section, like I said, free section. Now that we're actually physically on to part or night 2, we better get at least 4 or 5. Wow. And we got a lot out of Pitney's Cell on year 3. Even when we weren't in there, after we dropped the recorders, we got a lot of evidence. So this year, I'm wondering why we're not getting a lot already. No matter what, as long as we get a couple hundred, I'll be happy. But going from 500 down to 200, it's a kick in the shorts. No, not right now. He's not. That could change like that, though. It could change quick. Now I know when Deads and I were up there on night 2 or 3, when our GoPros shut off simultaneously. We had a recorder in the cell. So I am actually looking forward to seeing what the recorder picked up when our GoPros shut off back to back. Then back to back again a few seconds later. So I am anxious to see what happens on this. This is a one cell when we had 2 weird things happen in a row. So how can you explain that? I mean, Moose, are you familiar with GoPros? Okay. Now, let me pause this for a second. You know GoPros will shut off when they get hot. They immediately shut down. They break themselves into 8-minute segments so you don't lose all your video, you just lose one segment. Everybody's familiar with this on GoPros. Deds and I were here investigating. We both had our GoPros going. I was using a GoPro 10, he was using a GoPro 8. We're asking questions. Both of our GoPros turned off exactly at the same time. They turned off exactly at the same time. Okay, chances of that happening? Possible. Do they both overheat at the same time? Maybe. Okay, it's the odds of it, two different versions of GoPro shutting off at the same time simultaneously is remote. It's there, but it's remote. We turn the GoPros back on, hit record. 30 seconds later, both of them at exactly the same time shut off again. The odds of it happening once, okay, they're there. But happening twice with less than 60 seconds, both at the same time, is very, very remote. I'm sure the odds are there. Don't get me wrong. But not at the same time and not twice in a row. So there had to have been something going on there that we can't explain. When we get to the audio and the video of it, I'm excited to see what we got. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, but we turned them back. Something could have been sucking the energy, but turned them back on. We still had full batteries. Something fucking just zapped them. And I'm pretty sure it was Neil Pitney, because that kind of activity just doesn't happen. I've been using GoPros on investigations for about 5 years now. I have never seen two of them turn off like that. I've had one turn off, turn it back on a few minutes later, it shuts down again. I took it, it's overheating. Because the GoPro was warm, but not like that. So we are getting a lot of residual doors. Not really much else, which is strange. We can have a potential for anything in here. Yeah, up. Not until hour and 33-minute mark. So that'll definitely be on tomorrow night's show. We're not going to make it all the way up there tonight. So we're definitely going to have potential for evidence tomorrow night, and I can almost guarantee you we're going to get it. I hope you are, Moose, because yeah, I once we get in there to interview to investigate and interview the spirits, you can call it that, is usually when the activity kind of ramps up. Yeah, we get the residuals, but when we investigate, at least I'm hoping, the past 3 years up there have proven to be very, very kind. Moose, I'm glad you love this stuff. And I'm glad you understand that there's hours when you're not going to get shit. I'm going to be honest. There was like a good 2 years when I was going out investigating when I wasn't getting almost any evidence. I mean, we're talking, I'd get maybe one or two EVPs out of a full investigation. And we'd be investigating for like 12 hours. And you get so emotionally defeated. And then you realize these spirits just don't talk to anybody. They choose who they want to speak to. So you got to keep that in mind. It's like people don't. They come in here and they're like, hey, this is boring. Try investigating and waiting to hear or waiting to realize you're going to be sitting and listening to all this silence in the hopes of finding something. It's both invigorating and defeating at the same time. Because you know there's going to be silence. That's a given. The spirits aren't just going to sit there and talk like I am for hours on end. You just got to wait for it. And once I get a little bit more money together, I'm gonna get a couple. I'm gonna either get a couple more GoPros just to sit static, or I'm gonna invest into a good video camera. I'm probably get a couple more GoPros because I've got a full spectrum camera that I can record in full spectrum, and to do an investigation with that. The problem is with full spectrum, you're looking at purple. You're looking at purple most of the night. And I will be honest, it is hard on the eyes. Let me see if I can find one for you guys real quick. Pentax. No. Yes. Pentax KS2. So like, let me pause this. If I take my Pentax with me, this is the kind of video you have to look at for hours. Recording stopped. So you're looking at full spectrum. This is a full spectrum with IR strobes. Full spectrum photography with infrared strobes, which I've never seen anybody use. You okay, Chuck?
Nah, I'm okay. I'm outside.
So you can see how that will, the strobe's bad enough. That really, really messes with your eyes after a while. If you're walking around looking at the screen, the small screen on the camera, it's not so bad. But once you dive in and you get shit like this to where you have to review it, if anybody is prone to epileptic seizures, you can't watch this. You know, I can turn the strobes way down to where it's just like this, not, you know, just pulsating. But still, that watching a purple video, it's hard. It really is. And I that's one thing I want to send someone into a seizure. That's what I'm afraid of, is using strobe photography or strobe video. You got to put a disclosure up on the title of the video if you're going to play it. If you're prone to seizures, do not watch this. Then if they go in, it's on their own accord. You know, take your life in your own hands. But it's something the paranormal has not really they haven't dived, whatever. They haven't dove into strobe photography. At least not on air. And like I said, I look at it the same way as going into a club. Spirits are going to be the same way. If there's a full body apparition, you're going to see that stagger step across the screen. You're like, shit, then you understand. You understand how strobes work. That's what I'm trying to do with this, only for spirits. And as if they're like, turn off the flash. If I get an EVP on a spirit box saying turn off the flash, I can turn it off to where it's just full spectrum with an IR spotlight. Which I might see if I can get a high-powered IR high-powered IR spotlight instead of the strobe, and kind of save people from that flash. But being it's in a different spectrum, we might have better luck catching something. The first EVP I ever caught at Nevada State Prison was on the Pentax KS2 full spectrum camera. They said, don't go venture too far into the prison without us. I went into the first hallway, made a right, and I got 2 EVPs in less than 30 seconds. Let me see if I can find that video for us, because I haven't shown it in a while on the show, actually. It would be on night 1. Because you're going to get a kick out of this. This is wild. Where's it at? Yeah, right here. So, there's 2 EVPs in here. 2 different voices. This was my first investigation of Nevada State Prison, and I got evidence stepping in the building. Okay, we're good. You can hear the rattling. You hear a slight rattling. There was a loose screw inside the camera housing that carries a camera. I've recently taken that out, but I didn't know it was rattling that bad when I was using the video.
See my battery.
Okay. I won't go too far. All right, guys, my name is Brent. We've come up from Las Vegas to see you. Is there anybody that would like to communicate with us? Please come forward and tell us your story. That would like to communicate with us, please come forward and tell us your story. Like to communicate with us, please come forward and tell us your story. There's a first EVP. No, you'll never make it alive. Is there anybody that would like to communicate with us? Please come forward and tell us your story. No, you'll never make it alive. First EVP, I just stepped into the prison for the first time. That's the first one. Do you hear a racket? Me walking around. I didn't hear it at the time. Out of all the EVPs I've ever gotten in Nevada State Prison, I've only ever heard maybe 3 of them with my own ears. Last year's investigation, when Deds and I were in execution, and I heard how many of you here are here with us, and we got the response of 7. We thought it was down the hall. We thought it was another team. It's like, no, there's no other team in the area. And I told Deds, if that's not the other team, I heard 7. So I heard that with my own ears. And it's like, you rarely hear EVPs with your own ears. And when you do, it's well worth it. I mean, you're like, that takes a lot of energy to project a statement or even a word. It's you'll never make it out alive. Is like one of the in the top 10 longest EVPs I've ever gotten. The longest EVP I ever got was up in execution in execution talking to Neil Pitney. And the EVP was, I killed the bitch and put her body out behind the trash pile. That is a huge EVP. You might get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. You're not going to get 15, 20 words from an EVP. That takes a lot of energy to transfer. So, where do you go with that? I got to find that EVP. I got to go back and find it. I don't know where it went. Oh, you're welcome. It's when you get EVPs that are full sentences, you'll never make it out alive. You'll never make it out alive. 6 words. That's a lot of transferred energy. I killed the bitch and put her body out behind the trash pile. 14 words. Yeah, thanks for no one's talking about say killing her. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, when I got that EVP, after the show, I went and did the research on all the convicted killers of Nevada State Prison that were executed, and Carol Cole was the only one who had, his victim was the only one that he put in a dumpster. Well, he put her body by the dumpster and put her bloody clothes in the dumpster. So, dumpster, trash pile. Yeah, I mean, he's the only one who did dispose of a body in that manner. So, going back and doing the research on the EVP, I was able to put a name to the EVP. And if I get something that substantial, you're damn right I'm going to go look it up. I am going to go find it. If it takes me a week to find that, that much, how much information on an EVP, I'll do it. Where are we at? But when you get something like that, it just stops you. It stops you dead in your tracks. Excuse me, and you're like, what did we just get? And yeah, you kind of got to just take it with a grain of salt and be like, excuse me, we got to move on. We can't dwell on this EVP all night. And I think we spent about an hour on it. Beyond that, I don't know. Anyways, we're at that hour and a half mark, so I am going to call it here. We're 38 minutes into this recorder. We're going to get up to this tomorrow night. We're going to get up to where we're actually investigating, which we should start getting some EVPs tomorrow night. That being said, Moose, I thank you for being here, bud. Sticking it out, even though we didn't get any evidence, but I know you understand that. Everybody else that's lurking, if you enjoyed this even a little bit, please throw me a follow. Click on that heart. You can turn off the notifications if you want. Come back, join in the shenanigans, join in the conversation. If you have any questions about the paranormal, please do not hesitate to ask. I will stop the audio and I will focus on your question. And if I can't answer it, I'll get you the information by the next show. So, guys, that being said, have a great night. God bless, and I'll see you all tomorrow night. Thanks again.